Top of the morning there, sir. This is, I haven't looked at some pictures of you for a while, so let's look at our last lesson and review some of our points. You hit an awful lot of good shots during the session again, so let's have a look first here at setup. Okay, so here's, just keep an eye on those bending of those knees. We don't want that to get overdone. Standing up tall, again, just with the legs. We're not going to do anything here. This is fine. And other points of interest for me is basically how the club swings around your body. Well, let's go back to the setup for a moment. This is good for us to talk about. When I stand behind you and I talk about shoulders, obviously we have that front shoulder going left and you're doing much better. But one of the things I look for is I'd like to see the very top of your left forearm to be right over here so I can see it. In other words, I want your right arm to be slightly behind your left arm from this view. What that means is when I can't see your lead arm or your left arm, that tells me your right arm is over on that side and your left arm's over there. Well, that's indicator that your shoulders are open. Okay, so that's how I can determine those things from behind. So we want to feel like that right elbow's kind of tucked in there instead of the arm being straight, and then all of a sudden we'll see that top of that left forearm. So that's really important for you to do, because that will get that ball starting at the target rather than left. We talked about with the hybrids, with your club face being a little more closed and your general discomfort with that idea of making the club face appear open. Okay? All right, let's look at a few swings here. Very good here. Contact there. Of course, the driver, we talked about the heel hits. Even that one, if you really broke it down, you'd see it just a little bit towards the heel. And again, we've mentioned the reason for that has to do with where your arms get compared to where they start. See? So, I'd rather not get too technically overloaded with all the reasons why that happens, but your best thought is to feel your arms swing closer to your body on the follow through. And it tends to be impacted more by the driver than the shorter clubs. Very good there. Okay, so we talked about now when I'm looking back behind here, I'm not seeing that ball played on the toe like you think it is. So this is good for you to see. I want that thing out there. So what I'm seeing from behind and what you're seeing are two different things. So based on this, I'd say that your ball, even though you're thinking about it being on the toe, it's actually still more on the heel than it is the toe of the club when you get standing behind it. So that's certainly the easiest adjustment for the heel hits, right, is in the setup. But we'll see how the arms get a little out. See how you can see a significant heel hit here is about to happen, right? Okay, so that club is clearly moving out. That's no mystery to us. So it's one of our habits. Just requires now you're working at getting a little bit better there. Okay. So until we see something that needs, you start hitting on the toe too much, again, what you think, what we see from here straight on is a little different than what you're seeing down there. Understandably, it's a different angle, okay? So, your swing is, again, watch those knees. Your swing is not in that bad a shape. It's just, as we've talked about many times, when you're playing, are you thinking enough? Are you prepared enough? Okay, look at that impact there. We got some better impacts when we start getting that club back again, or the ball off the toe. Yeah, it's just a little bit on the heel again. Closer though. And that's just yardage. Squaring up the club face is the key. You see, you're still not on the toe there, are you? Like you think you are. So just keep that in mind. What you're seeing from up here isn't real. I want you to see it out there. And then it's just a matter of getting that club face closed up. And club face a little open there, but that's okay because we got to get it moving now. We got to get it over. That one got squared up a little bit. You can see where the ball's starting straight. So even though you've been struggling on the course a little bit lately, we still see that you're capable of hitting the shots. So I think it has to do with course management and your mental game, and just kind of get back to some good setup habits. You'll be fine. I'll see you, I think, Thursday this week. Okay?